Bond stands alone.
Now Booker with Tucker on him. Throws it up for 8. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo. What a block from Giannis.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Let's here as always with my man, Mr. Big All-In Ben Larson. What's going on tonight, Ben?
Not much, man. Love watching history in the making today. We had some good history. Got to shout out Nathan Eovaldi, third pitcher in MLB history, 5 home runs in an inning. That is not a stat that you want.
Well, I was all over the Houston Astros tonight. Put it out. Put it out today.
There we go.
Part of the reason why was because Nathan Eovaldi, his XFIP coming into the game was almost 5, dude. So it's like, basically shows that he's had a tremendous amount of luck pitching. And I mean, 5 home runs is a lot. I shouldn't say like I wasn't surprised about that, but dude, yeah, he got shelled. Ben and the Red Sox have some fucking issues.
Yep, absolutely. But other than that, good basketball today. Good hockey today. Got Magic with the top pick.
The Magic the top pick.
Yeah.
OKC number 2.
Yep.
Rockets number 3, right? Rockets have the 3rd pick.
I think Rockets got 3rd. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a lot of young players. Colorado just won the game in overtime, 3-2.
Exactly.
Colorado Avalanche over the St. Louis Blues. Obviously, they were heavily favored in this game. So if you took the Avalanche, congratulations on laying 220 to win 100. But you know, it's good. If you win, you win. You
exactly.
I mean?
That's all that matters is getting that W.
That's all that matters. But yeah, man, great night. You sipping on anything right now?
I am. I'm going Sierra Nevada. I'm going with the Atomic Torpedo, which is the juicy West Coast IPA. Do love that they call it juicy instead of hazy. Ooh, you had a rough little pour there, I can see.
I did have a rough little pour there. I'm sipping on Tiger's Blood from Great Notion. This is a what is this? A tart ale with strawberry, coconut, and natural flavors. 8%.
Ooh, okay. Mine's at 8.2%. So
it's pretty dope too.
That is very much dope. I got the it's basically the torpedo can with a little bit of difference there. Atomic Torpedo. It is it's definitely a good one. I do like it better than the regular torpedo. So
really,
I'll go with the West Coast. Yep.
All right.
Definitely 8.2% too. It's pretty hefty.
Oh yeah, that's really heavy. I like the torpedo. The torpedoes are dope. Those are good beers.
If you see the Atomic, definitely get that one.
Nice. I have never, dude. Honestly, they do not sell Sierra out here in Las Vegas. Dude, like haven't really seen it around that much.
Surprising that you don't just even get the regular pale.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Hazy Little Thing now. You got Torpedo, Atomic.
I see like Firestone at the grocery stores a lot, and then they also have like Lagunitas. What's the other one? The like pretty popular craft beer company, Elysian.
Okay. Yep.
I have a couple other ones, but yeah, man, I haven't really seen. I have. Okay, I lied. I've seen their like what's the sour ale they call? What's they call it?
The sour little thing.
Yeah, that one I've seen.
Okay.
Haven't really seen that much.
Bright pink cans. Yep.
Yep, those ones.
Yeah.
That's it.
There we go.
All right, man. Well, we had our game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals tonight, Ben.
Yep.
The Boston Celtics, it was a tale of two halves, really. The Boston Celtics dominated the first half, And then Miami came back, and really they only dominated the third quarter. The only quarter they actually won in the game, and they ended up winning the game by 11 points, 118 to 107, because of how much they dominated the third quarter. But it was a really interesting game, man. Like, you know, I actually, my best bet yesterday was Miami money line, because the Celtics were coming off a physical series, 7-game series against the Bucks, and also Marcus Smart was already, they were kind of ruling him out yesterday, and then today we find out fucking Al Horford isn't playing due to COVID protocol like an hour before the game, and we saw the line like shoot up tremendously. Like I got it minus 120 last night.
Oh yeah.
Before tip, it was like minus 195.
Yeah, and it doesn't surprise me when you've got 2 starters out. That's really difficult to overcome. And the second that I heard that, it was like, okay, Miami's got this game. And to be honest, in the first half, I was a little worried there. Yeah. Definitely was a little worried, because it was back and forth, and Boston was up by 8, I think, at half.
Yeah, they were up by 8, and it seemed even worse than that, because Miami looked lost. They couldn't get a stop for their lives, dude.
Yeah.
But made some adjustments at half. Were able to turn
Jimmy
around.
Buckets
Got the win. Yeah, I mean, Jimmy Butler, he's having a great playoff run. Don't get me wrong, bro, but he shot 18 free throws tonight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was definitely foul trouble for Boston. And, I mean, Miami was also – they also fouled quite a bit there. I think Miami had an additional foul on top of Boston's 23. So it was definitely a high free throw, high fouling game.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of fouls. Some of them were pretty questionable too, like the one where Grant Williams going straight up and Jimmy Butler like goes into his chest and they call a foul. Like that one was I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy. Yeah. But it went my way, so I wasn't really too upset. But yeah, man, like I said, dude, I expected Miami to win this game. I expect Boston to win this series. I am slightly concerned though, because Jaylen Brown is not vaccinated.
Yep.
And Al Horford was like with the team until like an hour before tip. So if Jaylen Brown gets sick, he's likely going to miss the rest of the series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
On top of his injury that he's facing.
Yeah. And that could really change things in this series, dude. But also PJ Tucker was a little banged up. Came back and played the second half, but he wasn't like overly, well, he was effective, but I think that kind of rejuvenated the team at halftime too. They were like, oh man, this dude's a fucking dog. Like we got to fucking play hard because he's out here battling through it. But I expect the series to be like, I definitely think Boston's going to take game 2. And I honestly think this series is going to be over in 6 games, dude. I mean, Boston won 3 out of 4 quarters. You know what I mean? Like
that's true.
They only lost that 1/3 quarter. They were really bad.
But they got decimated in that quarter.
Yeah, they did. But I mean, same thing happened in game 1 versus the Bucks, and then they adjusted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it happened. And one thing that Miami started doing was they were blitzing Jason Tatum and forcing him to get rid of the ball. And he's putting pressure on other players to make decisions. So Boston as a team is definitely going to have to adjust to that. So like, Peyton Pritchard, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, when Marcus Smart comes back, the other guards are going to have to take it upon themselves to make plays to open things up for Tatum. But another big part of that was that, they kind of went cold from the 3-point line in the second half, and it really adjusted how they could defend Jason Tatum, because they didn't really have to worry about the other guys missing threes. You know what I mean? The one thing that does concern me about Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics, though, Ben, is that, I said before the Bucks series that I wasn't overly concerned not having Chris Middleton, because Boston oftentimes their offense just gets very stagnant. You know what I mean? Where they just play one-on-one with Tatum and Brown. And the same thing kind of happened tonight. Like Tatum was a little bit frustrated because he wasn't able to get going. And I felt like he was trying to force a little too much. And he has to take that off of his shoulders, man, because that's what helped them win the Bucks series, was that their offense was moving the ball to the open guy and they were hitting open shots. Yeah. And he has to trust his teammates. The Celtics have to get back to the way they played against the Bucks. And I thought they did it in the first half, and then they got away from it in the second half. and they got stagnant, and they turned the ball over a ton, and it led to fast breaks. 16 turnovers in the game for the Boston Celtics. I mean, you cannot have 16 turnovers in a playoff game. When they had 16 turnovers against the Bucks, they lost.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's absolutely right. And on the flip side, I was surprised at what we saw out of the Heat. Huge game out of Tyler Hero, and not as big of a game offensively that I expected out of Bam Adebayo. I mean, to only have 4 shots on the, from the field, and, I know that he's not a big shot taker, but, when you're a big man down there, you've got to, and he's not the biggest big man, but you've got to put up more, when you get the ball down low.
Yeah. I mean, he's not really out there to score for the Heat. He's more out there to rebound, play defense, and then, clean up things around the rim.
Yeah.
And if he gets alley-oops or whatever, easy buckets around the basket, that's what he does. I mean, the big thing is that in the first half, Max Strus and Gabe Vincent had 3 points combined, and then they had 20 points they had 20 points combined in this, or 23 points, I'm sorry, 23 points in the second half. So 3 points in the first half, 23 points in the second half. They're much more efficient from 3. Tyler Hero gave them 18 points on 15 shots. Not great efficiency, but he still was able to get buckets. But really the biggest thing was Jimmy Butler, 18 free throw attempts, Ben.
Yeah.
So Boston, they have to defend. They have to defend without fouling. You can't put a guy at the free throw line 18 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, you're just asking to lose a game. 41 points, and half of them basically came from free throws.
Yep. Yeah.
So
it's true.
They just got to be a little bit more disciplined. You know what I mean?
Tighten it up. Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to the rest of the series. And then we had 2 games, conference semifinals in the NHL, Ben. First game, we had Tampa Bay. They won 4-1 against the Florida Panthers. Florida was a slight favorite. I mean, I shouldn't say slight favorite. They were minus 160 in the series to win. And they lose home ice, basically losing game 1. And the big thing was, the Panthers only put up 1 goal. I mean, this was a really close game going in the third period. Lightning got 2 power play goals. One of them was a 5-on-3, I believe.
3 power play goals tonight.
No, I'm saying in the third period.
Oh, in the third. Okay, yeah.
Third period, they had 2 power play goals, which really opened everything up. And then, Panthers had a goal wiped off too. They tied it 2-2, and they wiped the goal off. Yep. I think it was offsides. Was it?
And didn't they hit 3 posts as well? Mm-hmm. Both Colorado and Florida tonight were just
Bigginton
it off the line.
Stood on his head tonight too. He has some incredible saves.
True.
But what was your thoughts on the Panthers and Lightning?
I mean, I think you absolutely said it with what we were talking about previous, is that the Lightning had 1 million power play opportunities. I mean, they doubled their power plays 6-3, and they were very effective on those with 3 power play goals. And if you go into a game and you get 3 power play goals and don't win that game, it's I mean, you're the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round. I mean, it's just you're never going to win. And, that's something that I'm actually kind of surprised of, because Florida is a, fairly responsible team. So I definitely think we're going to see that, tightened up for games 2, 3, and 4. And, I still think this is going to be a long series. Huge plays, coming in from, Belmore, Colton, and Kucherov. I mean, Kucherov, you're kind of expected to get a goal out of, but to have Belmore and Colton get those goals, and you're not in your top line, that's huge to have for Tampa Bay there.
Yeah, no, it's big time for them. Over under was 7. Game ended 4-1, so the under hit on that too. Mm-hmm. I played the under. Thank you. Good call there. 7 was just so high, dude.
7's high, yeah.
I was like, come on, man, there's no way. And then it got pretty close, dude. After the second period, I was like, all right, dude, I'm in great shape.
Yep.
But yeah, man, great. I think this is gonna be one of the best series of this round.
Oh, absolutely.
And then we had Colorado versus St. Louis, Ben. And that game went to overtime. Obviously, just finished up. Colorado ended up winning 3-2.
Yep.
Over under in this game, I believe, was 6. So this game went under as well. What's your thoughts on tonight's game? I mean, obviously the Avalanche are a heavy favorite.
Yeah,
in this series.
I'm surprised that that we were even in this situation. I mean, I mentioned earlier that there were 3 posts in this game, and that was just going in halfway into the third period. I didn't get to watch the last half of the period there, but just Jordan Binnington is a playoff goaltender, and he comes out strong in clutch situations, and definitely came out strong tonight. I was surprised at how St. Louis hung in there, and that was a big part of Binnington. Shots were astronomical towards Colorado here, 54-25, and to only have a 3-2 game there it's just insane. Much more physical game than I expected coming out of here, especially we knew St. Louis was going to come out strong, but to have Colorado also put up 47 hits, just playing out of their element. And I think that's something that St. Louis did to get them out of their element and, kind of push them away from that offensive firepower that they have.
I mean, yeah, that's the only way that St. Louis is going to be able to compete in this series, dude. They do not have the offensive firepower to hang with the Colorado Avalanche. So for the St. Louis Blues, this series is going to come down to Binnington standing on his head, and their defense has to be great. The fact that this was a 3-2 game benefits St. Louis, right? And they need a game to be in this kind of range. These games cannot get into 6-7 goals. If it gets into that kind of territory, this is Colorado's series, and you're playing right into Colorado's hands, Ben.
Yeah. Well, I think, unfortunately for St. Louis, I think we're going to see at least 1 or 2 4-1, 5-1 games coming out of this, just because of what Colorado can do both offensively and defensively, when they're in the offensive zone. I mean, they've got probably the best offensive defensemen in the league.
Yeah.
And just to have, you have Makar back there. You have, oh my God, Byron back there, Gerard back there. It doesn't matter which line is out. You've got offense pushing from the blue line, and that's going to be dangerous.
That's true. So we got a pair of games tomorrow. We have the Rangers, Panthers, and then we have the Battle of Alberta and the Oilers versus the Flames. Let's focus on the Oilers and the Flames right now.
Rangers Hurricanes too.
What's up?
Rangers Hurricanes.
Yeah. No, I said Rangers Hurricanes.
Oh, I thought you said Panthers.
Oh, did I? Rangers Hurricanes. But let's focus on Oilers and Calgary Flames tomorrow. Yeah. Right now, Calgary minus 149. This is at Circa, so lines probably vary depending on the book. Edmonton plus 136 on the money line. Edmonton plus 1.5, but only juiced to minus 180. Calgary minus 1.5. You're getting $1.60, so plus value. Over under is at 6 goals right now, juiced to the over. Surprisingly,
yeah,
I honestly like that under already because that's how Calgary wants to play. These are obviously 2 different kind of style teams. Edmonton, I feel like this is very similar to the Avalanche Blues series, except I think these 2 teams are more even. But the Oilers want this to be a high scoring game. The Flames want this to be a low scoring game.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on tomorrow's game?
The big thing is that the Flames have to stay out of the box. They cannot give an opportunity to Edmonton to really, push the power play there. They're hitting at 36.8%, which is just astronomical there. So if you can get some props in, I definitely flirt with that. The only problem is that Calgary's penalty kill was just also insane. Both
Second
were
in the NHL right now.
Yeah, both were kind of opposing second place, when that first round. So, that's a big thing that we got to watch is making sure these teams stay out of the box. Actually making sure Calgary stays out of the box. Edmonton, they don't really have too much to worry about because Calgary was ranked 14th at 8% in the 16 playoff teams that were coming around. But I mean, both teams have good scoring, forwards here. You can't put out McDavid. Vander Kane had the series of his lifetime last game. I think we're going to get some. I think it's going to be a little bit more frustrating for him, in this round going against a better goaltender and a better defensive squad in Calgary. But then you can't forget about Drysdale, who didn't necessarily have the best series last round, but is still an incredible offensive firepower that you got to watch for Edmonton. So I want to say that this game's also going to go under, just with the way that these goaltenders have been playing. But I'd lean towards Calgary because they had the harder first round and the harder opponent in the first round, and Edmonton barely got by the Kings.
Well, I mean, Calgary barely got by the Stars.
Yeah, but
the Stars are the
have
last team in the playoffs.
Yeah, but the Stars have a better team, better kind of playoff type of team than the LA Kings do.
Maybe. I think there's a little bit of difference though, because the Kings have like so much young talent that they were really they were playing with house money. Like they didn't know any better. Yeah. You know what I mean? Whereas Dallas is a little bit more. They have a little bit more
veteran presence.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I think that Dallas is. I wouldn't necessarily say built for the playoffs because I personally think the Kings are a better team than the Dallas Stars. Jonathan Quick, their defense is really good. One of the best.
I think the Kings will be a better team than the Stars.
Well, I don't think. But I mean, they were a better team this year than the Stars. They had a better record. They had more points
by like 2.
Still more. I also think that it was a good coaching matchup for Edmonton, obviously too, because Woodcroft had coached under fucking McClellan for like fucking 20 years, dude. You know what I mean? So like. McClellan is like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Woodcroft is fucking Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
So it was like a battle of the apprentice versus the fucking master, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think this is going to be a little bit different. I mean, I personally like Edmonton in this series, bro. Like, if Vander Kane keeps playing like he is, Drysdale is going to play a little bit better. And then obviously what you're going to get from Connor McDavid. A guy had 10 points in 7 games last series. He's an incredible player, best player in the league, and I also have a future on them. So I'm gonna take the Oilers, dude.
Yeah, no, I think the Flames are gonna take this series. I think it's gonna be kind of distance. Game 1, I'm still gonna go with Calgary here. You can't give rest to either team because they both went 7. I just think Calgary's got the better defense. Calgary's got a better goaltender in Markstrom, and Mark Smith stood on his head, but Mark Smith is not.
Yeah, that's the Oilers' issue is
distance
for sure.
Yeah,
that's their issue.
So I wouldn't go -1.5.
Right now, 74% of the money is on Calgary -160. 66% of the tickets are on Calgary. Only 34% of tickets on the Oilers, and 26% of the money.
Yeah, I think Calgary at least takes game 1. And I think they're going to take the series overall, but I wouldn't put the value in that -1.5 for Calgary. I don't think, it could be a close game. So I don't want to put too much there.
I actually like the under 6, dude.
Value's better. I would definitely go with that under 6. I think that's going to be the best play of this, and best value around. But I'd also put a little bit on Calgary -160. It's not great value, but that's where I'd be putting my bets.
I'd rather take a -160 than a -220.
Oh, absolutely. So
nice. All right, let's talk about tomorrow's matchup versus the Warriors and the Mavericks. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, Ben. Guess we should have probably talked about this after we talked about Boston, but that's all right.
Yeah,
we'll hop into it. So obviously Dallas heading into Boston. What do you think about game 1 right now? I believe Golden State The line has moved to 5.5, so it opened 6, got bet down to -5.5 for tomorrow.
I'm still seeing 5 at. I mean, I'm looking at my bookie, so not great.
Yeah, I see
but,
5s and 5.5s.
Yeah.
5.5, 5 at circa right now. So let's say 5. Let's say 5.
Yeah.
-5. The over under right now 214.5. Dallas on the money line +175. Golden State -215. What do you think about this game?
To be honest, this is a stay away game for me. Because there are too many factors in my opinion on things that could go well and things that could go wrong. Too many question marks of, how are Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole going to be playing for the Warriors? How is Luka going to come out, and is he going to get the support he needs, offensively from Dinwiddie? And is there going to be enough to keep the Warriors at 5 points? I don't know about that. So
yeah, but on the same token, do the Warriors have enough? Because they honestly haven't been that good in these playoffs. If you actually look at the numbers, I mean, they're what opponent points in the paint, they're the 4th worst team in the playoffs. All the other teams ahead of or below them are all out of the playoffs, obviously.
Yeah.
They're one of the worst teams. They're one of the worst rebounding teams in the playoffs. They're
out rebounding the Mavericks by a lot, though.
Mavericks that's not their thing, though.
Well, but then you can't use that as a negative.
Well, I'm using it as all of their
they've got 43
combined.
and a half. They've got 43.5 rebounds compared to the 36.9.
I mean, the Mavericks
play
5 out, though. They're not even looking to rebound. Like, they don't even offensive rebound because they have 5 guys on the outside. You know what I mean? That's just the way they play. But the Mavericks are scoring. They're second in the playoffs right now in points per in the paint, and then they're second in the NBA playoffs right now in 3-point percentage. They're first in 3 points made. Yeah. And on the flip side, the Warriors are dog shit defending the 3-point line. They're one of the worst teams defending 3-point line in the playoffs. And they're also one of the worst teams shooting the 3-ball in the playoffs. They're making a lot, but they're only shooting 34% in the playoffs.
They're shooting 37.6%.
No,
not 3.
Not in the entire playoffs.
Yeah. Per game average, 37.6% compared to Dallas, which is 38.5%. Only a 0.9. Not even a percentage difference.
Where is it? I was just looking at it.
And points in the paint.
That's percentage of their points is 37. 37% of their of Golden State's points are in the paint. I mean, from the
3-point percentage. 37.6%. Points in the paint. Golden State's averaging 46.9. Dallas is averaging 36.5.
Oh yeah, they are shooting 37%.
Second
I mean, that's all good,
points.
but Clay and Steph are both shooting under 35% from 3, and they shoot a high volume. And who the fuck is going to guard Luka on that team?
Steph. Remember, did you see he was a 2-way player? Did you see that interview? Even he was laughing at that. It's going to have to be, I mean, they're going to have to zone defense it. They're going to have to pull off of, off of somebody else to double team Luka. And that's going to be the only way that they're going to be able to stop him. You got to hope that Dinwiddie, that Kleber, that, who is the other guy that shoots the 3 well? Why am I forgetting his name?
Brunson,
thank you. That they don't go off.
I mean, that's what you have to hope to do. But the thing is that Luka commands so much of your defense's attention, and it's like, dude, we've seen him do that. He's lit up the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Patrick Beverley, right? So we know he could go off against the best defenders in the league. He lit up the Suns. He lit up the Jazz. Like, he's going to go off, dude. That's the thing, is like you do have to contain the other guys. But I think that's the issue, is that like Jordan Poole's not a great defender and Steph Curry's not a great defender.
Mm-hmm.
And they also don't protect the rim very well because they're allowing a ton of point paints, and that's what Dallas honestly wants to do. Luka wants to get in the lane. He wants to force your defense to commit more defenders to where he's going to find open shooters. And that's what was killing the Mavericks, was because Dorian Finney-Smith, Reggie Bullock, Jalen Brunson, Spencer Dinwiddie, Maxi Kleber, Davis Bertans, like these guys are shooting wide open threes, and these are high level 3-point shooters. You know what I mean? These aren't bums. And it's like when you leave guys wide open to shoot threes, it kills you. You know what I mean? And both these teams are very similar. Like they both kind of want to play very similar. So I think the contrasting styles, I'm going to go with the best player on the court, man. You know what I mean? And honestly, I like Dallas to win game 1. I honestly don't think the Warriors are going to win a game in Dallas. So I think if Dallas steals one game in Golden State, they win this series.
I think both teams are going to be splitting home and away.
Dallas is way too good at home. Way too good at home.
Okay.
They slaughtered the Suns at home, dude. None of those games were close. Not one of them. And the Suns were
looked
the
like
best
whole
team in the league.
Whole different monster when they were.
They looked like the best team in the first 2 games of that Dallas series.
Yeah.
And then everything just changed. Something clicked with Dallas, man. And
I mean, 7 and 10 points. It's not a clobbering when they were in Dallas, but
I mean, they dominated those games. The only game that was kind of close was that game. What was it? 4, I think it was, or was it 4? That was kind of close.
3 was 103-49, 94, and 4 was 111 to 101.
Yeah, game 3 was the one that was close. Game 4 wasn't even close. Like Dallas was up by like 10 plus points the whole game.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This is a scary, and I feel like everybody's counting out Dallas, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Like they're playing with house.
It's a one-man show, and you need more than one man in the playoffs.
But that's the thing, is that's why they're doing so well, is because they aren't a one-man show.
Well, but they have a random person step up every night, and is that going to last? That's what
wins in the playoffs. That's what wins in the playoffs.
Depth is what wins in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's one guy stepping up. Like, look at Boston, dude. Al Horford steps up one game. Grant Williams, Peyton Pritchard another game. Like, every game somebody else is stepping up. And that's the same thing with Dallas, dude. Like, we saw them have, Maxi Kleber had a big game, right? Davis Bertans had a big game. Dorian Finney-Smith went like 7 for 10 from 3 in one game. That's what Dallas does. But you know what you're always going to get from Luka. You're getting 35, 10, and 10 from Luka every single night on efficient scoring. You know you're getting that. You don't even know what you're getting from Steph Curry every night now.
No, I'm not denying that.
You don't know what you're getting from Jordan Poole. You definitely don't know what you're getting from Klay Thompson. That motherfucker could go 1 for 8, or he could go fucking 30 points. Like, that's the thing with this Warriors team. Like, if I knew that this was the Warriors of old, where I know what I'm getting from Klay, I know what I'm getting from Steph, it's different. But those aren't those dudes anymore. Like, they're not the same.
Yeah.
And while Jordan Poole has had some good games, he's had a lot of duds too, especially recently. I like Dallas in game 1, Ben. I think they're gonna sneak out game 1. I think they're gonna win. I like them on the money line. Plus 175, beautiful value.
I can't do it.
I know you can. You're a Warriors fan, so I don't expect you to do it.
No, I mean, but like I mentioned earlier, there's too many question marks on both sides. I'm not betting this game.
I mean, if you want to bet it, like, maybe it's an in-game bet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Definitely could be an in-game bet. I'd probably go with the over 214.
See, I hate that over-under, dude. I think that's, like, too on the middle. Where, like, if Dallas wants it to be a low-scoring game, they're one of the better defensive teams in the league, actually, right? They were actually number 2 in the league defensively during the regular season, allowing only over a little around 103 points per game. So they want this to be low. But Golden State's averaging 114 points per game in the playoffs. They lead the league in scoring in the playoffs.
Yep.
But they played a dog shit beat up Denver team. And then they played Memphis, who is also a very high scoring team. Memphis likes to play up and down, very fast paced. They want that. Like, they want to score 115 points per game. Like, that's their style too. So I think this is a little bit different. I think this over-under, like, this is over-under I would play in-game. I would not play it before the game. I hate this over-under. But I love Dallas money line. Love it.
Look.
All right.
All right, let's get to some best bets, Ben. I know you got some best bets on deck for tomorrow, so throw them at me.
All right, I think the first thing that we got to look at is the under 6 in the Calgary and Edmonton Oilers game. These goaltenders are just coming off of, great series in the first round. You've got a 9.43 save percentage for Markstrom. You've got a 0.938 save percentage for Smith. Both of these teams have a fairly strong defense. I'm thinking we're going to hit about 5 goals here. I think it'll be a 3-2, if not in overtime, but close in the third period too. I do like the solid number there as a bet as well. It kind of gives you that protection, makes it a very safe bet. So I think we can hit that over under. I'm not going to go with the under 6 on this. Second bet that I'm going to run with my bets from this previous week, from going on Sunday's Taproom. Monday's Taproom. And that's going to go with the Yankees -1.5 over the Orioles. Yankees are hitting the long ball like crazy this season, and Lyles is kind of struggling with a home run per 9 over the season. He's only allowed 5, but he's only pitched 39 innings so far this season. So not looking that great. Yankees hit the long ball. So we're going to go. Actually, I think we're going to go first 5 here. We're going to go Yankees -0.5 a run with first 5, because you do have, you've got Cole on the hill, and he has been pitching very well in the start of the season. So we'll go first 5 -0.5 a run. I think you could take minus a run and a half in the full game too. Last time that Lyles pitched in New York, he got shelled 6 runs in 4.5 innings, 4 2/3 innings.
Yankees clobbering everybody right now. It don't matter who they're playing.
That is true.
They're just beasting.
Yep.
All right, my 2 best bets of the day. Y'all heard it earlier. First bet, Dallas money line +175. They're holding their opponents at 33% from 3. In Golden State, obviously they want to shoot the 3 ball well. I think Dallas is going to take that away. Dallas is also second in the postseason in 3-point percentage, shooting almost 40%. And the Warriors are the worst team remaining in points in the paint allowed, where Dallas is averaging almost 50 points per game in the paint. Give me Dallas money line at the $1.75. I love the value. And then I'm also taking another great value play here. Braves money line +121. Max Fried sports a 3.14 ERA, but he has a 2.66 FIP. And the Brewers are 20th in WRC versus left-handed pitching this year. In his last start versus Milwaukee on May 7th, he went 7 innings, allowing only 1 run. Corbin Burns, obviously a great pitcher himself, reigning Cy Young Award winner. He's had a little more luck this year, as opponents are only hitting 227 on balls in play. So while his ERA is 1.77, his xFIP is 2.37, and Atlanta is hitting 288 on balls in play versus right-handed hitters this year, and they're 14th in WRC plus versus right-handed hitters. So I love the value, $1.21. Give me +121 Braves money line, and let's get some money. Let's head to the window. Cash these tickets, baby. 3-0 this week, Ben, on my plays on those shows. So,
man, 4-1. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, you were hot too.
No, I'm saying you're going 4-1, but
oh yeah, you want that Dallas money line to lose, but man, I like that play, man. I actually bet it last night.
I also don't agree with that comment that you made because Warriors have more points in the paint than Dallas does, but
no, they don't.
I don't know how that can make them.
No way.
Yep.
Nah.
Yeah.
Where? Let me see. I looked this shit up. I did my research the shit out of this. Points in the paint. Percentage points in the paint.
Points in the paint. Golden State Warriors 46.9. Dallas 36.5.
Nah, I still like Dallas. I don't know what I was looking at. I think I was looking at
I don't know.
The percentage. What the fuck? Man, whatever. I still like Dallas money line. Dallas still winning that game 1, man. I'm telling y'all. Dallas money line. I also have a future on them to win this series. I think everybody's counting them out, and that's scary, bro. Especially with Luka on the team.
Just don't see how you can make that bet because of that. So.
All right. That's what she said.
All right. But Ben, how was your beer?
It was good. This is definitely a go-to that I have had multiple times now. For an 8.2%, you can drink one and be good. At least I can drink one and be good for the night, especially when it comes in a 19.2 ounce can. So, I think this is definitely a go-to beer. It's great cold. It's great as it kind of heats up a little bit. So, hot summer day, I don't know if I'd go towards it just because it's a high percentage, but if it's kind of on the chilly side, if it's not a 80-degree night, definitely go for this Atomic Torpedo. I'd give it a 4.1 out of 5.
All right. This Great Notion was delicious. The best part about it is that it has coconut in it, but it doesn't overwhelm the palate. You know what I mean? And like the more people I talk to, like, cause I think that like I taste coconut more than anything, dude.
Yeah.
Just like onions, which is why like I don't necessarily like onions on everything because like that's all I taste.
Yeah.
Like, it's just my palate. You know what I mean? Same thing with coconut, but this hints of coconut, not a ton of coconut, which is beautiful. You get more strawberry flavor than anything, and I love strawberries, bro. Strawberries are my fucking favorite.
That was Eye of the Tiger, right?
It's called Tiger's Blood.
Tiger's Blood. Okay.
Yeah. I
have to keep an ie out for them.
This one's good, man. Great Notion. They always fucking kill it.
Yeah.
They everything they do out of Oregon. But yeah, man, this is a great beer. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5, Ben.
Ooh, wow. Definitely need to find that one then.
4.5 out of 5.
Hell yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you for tapping in with us. Make sure to go to Tavour.com or download the Tavour app straight to your mobile device and use promo code Taproom for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. Get craft beer delivered straight to your front door. You don't even got to leave your fucking house, dude. Craft beer from all over the country. It's a beautiful thing, man. Trust me. You can get beers like this. Great Notion has a ton of beers on there, including this beer. It's been on there. So go to Tavour.com or download the app straight to your mobile device. Use promo code Taproom for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. For Mr. Big Ball and Ben Larson, I am Jordan Stacks on Stacks on Stacks. Lads, I will be back tomorrow night with Mr. Raider Eddie. We will be breaking down Game 1 of the Dallas and Golden State series. We'll be breaking down the NHL games. We'll be looking ahead to Thursday where we have the Heat versus Celtics. Got a ton of shit. Baseball. Maybe even some PGA Tour talk. I don't know. Tap in with us. We'll see y'all later. Ben and I will be back on Sunday night as per usual.
Yep.
Ben, have a great fucking, what is tomorrow? Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah.
Have a great Wednesday, man.
Hell yeah. Hump day.